Okay.
All right, I'll call the November planning board meeting to order. The first item up is Touched by Heaven's Light Daycare. Now, where are we with the public hearing? Did we close it? We
Yeah.
closed it. All right, so at the last meeting, we had a public hearing. We heard a concern from one neighbor. Reverend Sarah staked out the property with these little flags to indicate where everything was, and the board members. So who, did anyone not get the opportunity to go see it? Who wanted to?
I went.
I went. No. I went. All right, so we all went down to see it. One thing by my observation, I had made a deal about these curb stops. And then once I went to see it now, there's no driveway anymore. There's no parking
Yeah,
spaces. So
right.
they're not needed in my opinion.
I agree.
Because
Yeah.
there's no one's gonna park facing that area. And it doesn't look like a driveway anymore. It's just grass. So the satellite photo is a little misleading.
And there'll be a fence.
Right.
Yeah.
So the curb stops don't have to be there. I don't know, anyone else have any comments regarding it or observations or?
Well, the neighbor said he was worried about a sight line. It looks to me like it's white pine all the way across there. I don't see that it's really a big visual exposure.
I agree.
I would agree to that. It seemed actually a lot more dense than I thought it was gonna be. And
And the leaves stay on.
Yeah,
so-
even at this time of
Yeah,
year.
and what kind of fence was it gonna be around there?
like a white picket. We got some, like, I guess there's a certain spacing.
Right. So it's gonna restrict quite a bit of sight.
It's 4 feet high.
Yeah.
I was gonna say we shouldn't mandate in the site plan approval that she put any plants, but if she wants to plant them to be amicable to the neighbor on her own accord, go right ahead. But that would be my opinion.
Yeah.
The pickup truck will get moved.
Oh yeah, whose pickup truck is it? Is that the just for the property? There's a pickup truck with a plow.
Yeah, that's the guy that takes care of the property, yeah.
Is that gonna be there? Was it?
I think it was just on the
Yeah,
back
like,
side.
it's
It was like back over here.
Yeah, it's just in the little, tucked in the little corner just for
Yeah.
plowing.
Yeah, like back, I guess, back.
Yeah. I thought I actually.
Not a big deal, but
to the,
it'll look great.
It's probably whoever owns the property.
it belongs to the landlord.
Yeah, I
thought it belongs to the. Car wash.
car wash.
Thank you.
Is that who was there today? Was he the guy, the landlord? He was there. There was a Tesla parked, and there was somebody who was putting out cones or something.
Well, the test made, I didn't see him, I was like, so my bakery all day. It's probably the car wash person, that needs to be doing it.
Hmm.
Parking lot looks a lot nicer.
I mean, and George said he had no comments, right? In the email, George is under the weather, not able to be here tonight. So he said he had no comments regarding this. Warren, where are we legally with this? We good to go with the resolution? In your opinion?
Yeah, I prepared a draft resolution for you. You want to supplement it? I don't know whether you had a chance to look at it.
I read it when you sent it. It was like 3 weeks ago. You sent it.
Yeah, 2 weeks. So
Anyone
my
else?
only change would be that we should, if this is a revised site plan, we should identify the date of the last revision for the site plan.
And then we're making her change, I caused the problem, but the curve stops, so we're gonna have to take them off and then she's gonna have to revise it one last time.
So she'll have to revise it.
Right. So,
Oh,
so
I
this,
have the other one. Oh, I see.
so this says. Revised note 11/3/23.
Is the only change from the updated one the curb stops?
And just the fire alarm,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
last sentence here, because, the guy, Vector Security the guy was talking to me, he says if we kept it with what we had on the other site plan, we'd have to change possibly the doors because it has to be electric and those are French doors, so he says it's better, this is,
Okay, so that's on what he had requested is on. Who requested this?
Vector Security just said that instead of making it electric, let's make it like a push pad.
Okay.
So he's saying that way we don't have to do anything.
So can we say, Warren, the revised site plan as of 11/3/23
11/3/23.
with the one change being the curb stops being removed?
You want to put in there that the site, that the curb stops be removed from the site plan?
Yes,
We'll put that as a condition.
yes.
But you don't have to break out big words like this. Just one to, one, two.
Two, we need two.
Two.
Yeah.
And I brought up,
And if you need anything for, any copies you need signed to bring to, because we need to for the file. If you need any copies for,
Your licensing.
yeah, whoever's going to
Okay,
approve
yeah,
things,
that's true.
those copies.
I
The
brought
only
up
thing we're waiving is the 40-foot, is the 50-foot setback. That's the only waiver.
On two different property lines, yes.
and off the driveway.
Oh, wait, and,
There's three, yeah. there's
oh, yeah,
three.
3. 50-foot setback off the property line, off this property line, and then from the parking lot, right?
So why don't I say, wait to allow 40-foot setback, off 3 property lines? On the 3 property lines,
Well, it's 40, so we're waiving the 50-foot
to allow the 40-foot setback.
on the north property line. On the east property line, we're allowing a 10-foot setback.
All right, let me get that, okay.
No, it's-
So the 40-foot setback is on the north property line?
Yes,
Just a minute.
and then the east property line is a 10-foot.
No, you're going too fast.
I'm just looking at Sarah's thinking. She was
Wait,
Dale's property line,
Okay, what are the other setbacks?
10 feet from this laundry line.
right, which is the east property line. That's Dale's property
To
line.
the field.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah, so it, yeah.
10 foot, right? And 40 feet to the other, which is the north, right, the back towards this neighbor.
I don't know. Right, yes, so,
10 on the east property line.
yes, so it's right, instead of 40 feet, we're only gonna go, instead of 50 feet.
Going forward. And then
What's the
from,
third one?
Yeah, I'm not thinking.
from the parking lot / driveway.
It's gonna be 20 instead of 25.
And where's the third setback?
This is 20 instead of 25.
So the 20-foot setback on, how would I describe
It's
it?
yours.
Driveway through the west side.
20-foot setback from the driveway?
Yeah.
Driveway / parking area.
Okay.
We're gonna get rid of the curb stops there. Where's the curb stops? Oh, but it's not in the resolution, is it? But in the resolution, there's installs vegetation and all, or fence.
Do you want to specify the vegetation?
No, we eliminated the vegetation. No, none of the members feel they need it. So that's in
Okay.
condition 2.
What about the fence? Do you want to put anything in there about the fence?
No, because she's
No.
gonna have requirements from
Right.
the Office of Children or whatever.
So you don't have anything in here about the fence in the resolution.
On the thing in here, for the insurance.
So that's on the.
Right.
Okay.
So you're gonna have a fence
Are
around.
we requiring screening on the eastern side of the property? No. Don't take that. Okay.
Okay, so. Shall I read this then, or
No,
you redraft it, but can
I'll
we take a straw vote now to approve it for? Can we vote?
approve it. Yeah, I'll make the revision. If you could give me an extra copy of the large site plan, because all I have is the small one, so.
Oh,
Thanks.
all right, so. I would like a motion to approve this resolution with the changes that Warren's going to draft. And the site plan. As shown, except for removing of the curb stops. Can I have a motion?
I motion to approve.
Second. Al,
Aye.
Vicky?
Aye.
Aye. Kate?
Hi.
Yes,
I also vote aye. So fast 7-0. Good luck. And so you just have to come back with that small edit. And bring us the map so we can sign it and everything, but you can go ahead and get, and you have an. And next month,
This is conditioned on we're getting approval from the
right,
Yeah.
Office of
Yeah.
Children and Family Services.
Just to answer Warren, it's funny, out of all the regulations they do, you wouldn't believe it, they have no regulations on fencing for playground, I couldn't believe it. Like, there are places, I guess, that have no fence, but Drew said that. He has regulations for how the fence is supposed to be, so just so you know, it's not from New York State. Thank you.
thank you. Next up is Birch Minor subdivision.
Now, overnight.
Did I ask that question?
Yeah.
You don't win?
You put next time.
And with some less, that's good.
Last paragraph.
Okay. Hello, Mr.
Hi.
Birch, how are you?
Good, it's been a while.
It has been.
Yeah.
So,
Started back in June of 2022.
can we pull, what was it, can we pull up the site plan or the, yeah, yes. And
Sure.
you could stand like, yeah, around that area, I think, yeah. Yeah. Okay,
So in June of 2022, we started and we did phase one, which was a reciting of the one of the lots that was taken off. And that was approved, I think, back in the fall of 2022. Originally, this was a 6-lot subdivision. It's now 4-lot, and this currently is a 3-lot subdivision. The 1 lot had been taken off previously.
1 lot, and then you're gonna create
3 lots.
3 more or 3?
Yeah,
So a total of 4.
correct,
So it's a 4-lot subdivision.
correct.
Okay, sorry. Keep going.
So it's on Bean River Road. It's in a hamlet zone, which has I believe, a minimum of a half-acre zone, but these lots are all 4 acres and above. There's 1 shared driveway. Existing driveway is going to be shared with the lot that adjoins it.
Is that at the north end?
No, it's at the south end.
At the south? So it would be shared amongst,
This isn't the subdivision. This is.
if you scroll down, it'll
Yeah,
shows the.
Oh,
yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
so the shared driveway, 1, 2, 3, 4, okay. Oh, I see. Yeah, it's shared amongst the 2 lots that you own, that you'd be making.
So there'll be-
It's not shared with another party. It's,
No, no.
oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the highway department had suggested that because they didn't want to have a lot of driveways.
Right.
And for the site distance, that was a good spot.
And what about the North Row? Is that shared also?
No,
Did we work on that?
That's a separate driveway.
That's separate? Okay. I thought we worked on that when we did that lot line adjustment. Didn't we work on that? Was the driveway kind of fanned out at the bottom?
Yeah,
His original intention was to have the two northern lots meet at the base. Correct?
Right, right. I'm
But that's
sorry,
no
yeah,
longer,
correct.
is that the
No, that
case
is,
now?
yeah, that still is the case.
So,
Right.
so those are shared too.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
The little bit near the road is definitely shared.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the two existing houses on the 4 lot. The house all the way at the county line, and then the house at the southern
Correct.
lot that you've created already exist.
Correct. And the Board of Health asked us to put a new well in for the existing house at the southern portion. And we've done that now.
Oh, it's in,
And there's still some issues that have to be resolved with the Board of Health. We've been working with them for months on this. This is like the third revision.
Yeah.
I think you have a copy of the letter.
Mhm.
yes.
Yeah.
And what about these driveway did you receive the driveway permits already?
Well, we have a driveway permit on that one. We have to get and the other's an existing driveway.
There's a house there too, right? So there's, there's only gonna be 2 more houses. There's already 2.
There are two,
Yeah.
correct. That's
Okay.
right. There are only going to be 2 more houses.
Right, but I believe Warren, right, because he's adding a house to share the driveway, he would have to redo the driveway permit. Is that correct or not?
Yeah.
Because it's changing in intensity.
Yeah, he's gonna have, that's one of the elements that our engineer noticed. It's gonna need Dutchess County driveway permits.
So they're gonna have to approve the shared driveway. You can't
Yeah,
just,
they already have, but I mean, I don't have anything in writing. They were at the site and they're aware of what's going on.
okay. We'll eventually need.
I need,
Okay, okay,
yeah.
all right. Look. So continue, I'm sorry, I keep interrupting you.
Yeah, so we're working with the Board of Health, and the Board of Health, I guess, is looking for preliminary approval on the application. And the secret,
So they're looking for that from us before they'll issue the final
right?
approval. And we've
Right.
encountered this before, right? They pointed us, we pointed them. Yeah. All right. And you did an ag data statement?
Right, we had done that before, but they asked me to redo it, so I redid it.
And we mailed. Did it get mailed to those farms listed on the ag data statement?
I just received
Probably
it.
not.
I think.
Okay. Then do you have? Somebody have George's comments?
yeah. Yeah,
Oh, man.
very good.
Look at that, excellent, thank you, Trish.
You're welcome.
Before we get too far, are there 3 lots or are there 4?
There was 1 lot taken off already,
Okay,
so the current phase 2 is 3 lots.
just the 3 lots.
The 1 lot was taken off separately and that was done already,
Which is the one at the top,
right?
but we have to count them all. We can't,
It's a 4 lot.
it's a 4 lots of, yeah, you can't,
He put it into phases because he had a buyer for that property and he wanted,
That's
Correct.
sold.
Yeah.
So
There's a new house going up on that property.
on the one that was already sold.
I think it's an addition,
It's separate from the other house.
yeah. I noticed that too.
all right, so, George's comments. Dutchess County Health Department comments should be addressed. Okay, we saw that letter. Need an actual surveyor's plot. What does that mean? There's no stamp on this?
Mm,
I don't see a stamp, right?
Mhm.
Who did these drawings? You're,
Prendergast.
oh, okay, so I guess you just didn't stamp.
It is
them.
a stamp, it's a-
I don't know if there's other elements missing that George is noting, but we'll ask him. The driveway permits, we already talked about. Any of those? Show limit of disturbance and list area. So I guess what disturbed, that's where the houses are gonna go, I would assume he means by that.
Well, I'm assuming, I don't know, I can't speak for George, I'm assuming the area that, where earth is going to be removed on the property to create the house and the septic system.
And a basic SWIP. Yeah, SWIP.
Stormwater pollution prevention plan.
Uh-huh. So that would be for your engineer to.
Okay.
Um. Warren, how does this differ from the major subdivision that originally we were looking at? Is it, what is less, regular?
Well, so it's a minor subdivision.
Right,
You can waive the public hearing for a minor. I don't suggest you do because I remember there were neighbors that were concerned about this. And I don't think you can schedule for a public hearing until all these things are complied with. One thing I did, who was the applicant? Isn't it? Property was sold, wasn't it, to an LLC that you created, I'm assuming?
Right,
Okay, so the applicant has to be noted as the owner. G Card LLC,
right.
so you should amend your application to indicate that. The only comment I would have is that we'll need a shared driveway agreement eventually between the two lots. I have to approve.
and the one for the top should be sufficient because we did it the last time, correct?
That's gone. It's not part of this subdivision.
yeah, but it's shared with one of the
One of the new lots.
lots in the subdivision, in the new subdivision.
I'm sorry, what,
The one we didn't, so the last subdivision, the lot line.
that was a
adjustment,
lot line.
right, and it has a shared driveway with one of these lots. But we worked on the shared driveway
Is
agreement
that
at that.
shown on the plans? Things all over.
Al, can you point and show more?
Driveway, I think we're looking at here, right?
Yeah,
Right here.
yes.
Mhm.
See how it fans it?
Driveway comes this way and this one goes
So
up.
it has like a wide opening onto Bean River Road. And we worked on a driveway agreement, so does it? I guess you did review that and see if any change, I would assume changes shouldn't have to be made considering we worked on that.
Could you get me another copy of the shared driveway agreement? For some reason we can't locate that. And when you resubmit, can I get a large copy of the plans?
Sure.
Like a physical though.
It's hard to read these small.
There's definitely a lot of elevation.
Yeah.
Mark here. And because this is a small, minor subdivision,
Minor, so
we don't have to look at, the last time we had to look at
not
the
a conservation.
conservation. Anyone else have any questions or comments? All right, so. You got a punch list to work
All
on.
right, can we schedule it for a public hearing?
We cannot,
No, we can't.
not till we have a complete application. So that's including the SWIP and all that has to be taken into account when we have the public hearing. So we need all those documents.
Probably a good idea for your engineer to make contact with George and get specifications for his comments.
Tricia can give you the contact.
They don't waste time.
Okay, email you tomorrow.
I think they know each other.
I think they do too.
Yeah, they were,
Likely.
yeah, they were working on something, because he's the town engineer for Kinderhook, and they were working on a project in Kinderhook, so they know each other.
Gotcha.
And and then make sure you get the escrow check to Tricia.
Okay.
Okay.
And the arrears from the last application. Right?
Yeah.
Yes, there was a small
Yeah,
balance,
this should cover
a
it.
couple $100 on it. Okay, so. So you have any questions as far as?
No,
Okay,
no.
all right, thank you, and we'll see you.
So hopefully we'll come back next month and have all these things.
Yeah, if you have all those things done, then we can schedule the public. All right. Stissing Storage EV.
How much do you want to check?
7,000. 1,000.
They're by Zoom. I see. Charge Smart EV.
Can you hear me?
So. Hello,
Hi, can you hear me?
yes,
Okay, great.
can we pull up the plan we're gonna pull up the plan and share it?
Okay.
Can you, while we're doing that, can you explain, who's Charge Smart and your relation to Stissing Storage?
Yeah, so I'm a project manager at ChargeSmart. We do level 2 and level 3 installations all over the eastern seaboard here. I actually typically do level 3 charging stations, which are the fast chargers. We do a lot of dealership projects, but we also do level 2, which is a smaller scale project. So I'm actually stepping in for somebody tonight. So what we're actually going to do at Stissing, or what we're proposing for Stissing, is a little bit has changed in the last few hours. We've actually decided to install 2 32 amp wall mount chargers, level 2 chargers, instead of 3. The number 3 charging station that was on the front of the building, we're no longer going to do that. The owner got me the dimensions today, and we realized that there's just really not enough space. It's going to be cutting it too close, but there is about a 50-foot wall on that side of the building. So we're proposing 2 wall mount stations that will provide charging for 4 cars at a time. And yeah, there's an existing panel, so there's no new utility service that's needed. These will be open to the public to be able to be utilized. And yeah, the owner's pretty excited about utilizing this space for the charging. So basically what will happen is that if people are coming off the highway or people are driving around town, there'll be dots on an app, a ChargePoint app, that they'll be able to go and access, look up where a charging station is near them, and then they'll be able to pull in and start a charge.
Okay, and so like Stissing Storage is like a franchisee sort of thing, like what, so you're installing these, and then once they're installed, what entity
Yeah,
is
and
involved?
Stissing owns them. They make a cut off of the fees that people pay for charging. And we get a small cut of that as well. And yeah, they're just, once they're installed, it's really up to the, they get networked. So we have a network that we work with, and yeah. Is that answering your question?
I think so. Maybe not. We probably have to see the agreement that you would have between you and Stissing Storage. when we got to that, when we got to that point.
Have you guys done any charging station projects in your area, your municipality yet?
The only one was the town put one in behind the bank,
Okay.
right? The town did that, right? Is there any signage or lighting that's going to be installed?
Yeah, so the chargers themselves, the face of them, I guess I could like even possibly pull them up if I can do like a screen share. If you want to
Yeah,
see what they look
please.
like. Can I show them? Okay, great. You cannot start screen sharing. Okay. Can you see?
It says you started sharing the screen. We're still black at the moment.
Should be just our spec sheet.
No, it's just a black screen saying Charge Smart EV has started screen sharing. Oh, wait a minute, here it goes.
Got it?
Yep.
Okay. So this is what the stations look like. Like I said, these will be wall mounted level 2s. We also have an option for a pedestal mount level 2, which we would not do here. We would slap them right on the wall. Like I said, there's a 200 amp panel. It's up in the attic of this building closer to the front. So we could just run conduit, a service right down through and along the side of the wall to service these. So these stations themselves, they do light up. We also have signage that we use, the standard signs that provide a phone number and also a QR code to scan that will just bring up a link to how to start your charge, how to pay for it. So I can also send over a copy of these. I guess we probably should have done that when we sent in our application. But
Do
these are just
those panels light up all the time or only when they're in use?
when they're in use, they'll light up. So there currently is a 2 spotlight, like it's a sensor light that is illuminating that area. It's halfway through the wall. So when I spoke to the owner today, we agreed that there should be better lighting, likely one over each of the charging stations. It's probably very rare that 4 people would be charging their car at the same time, but I think it would still be important to have that space, just have some adequate lighting. I know he does have cameras there as well. So these will be for public use and they would be accessible 24 hours a day. So
The lighting would be downcast and what is it again? Dark sky compliant,
okay.
shaded, and that was, I believe, the should be downlit, full cutoff, dark sky compliant. The engineer noted.
Okay. Is there like a specific foot candle we need to be covering, or is it just, is that what you guys?
We'll put you in touch with him, and then
Okay.
we do like warm color temperature, like 3,000 or less, like 2,700 if possible.
Okay, yeah, we can work with the, we can make sure, that the owner has adequate lighting that would be in line with whatever your regulations are.
Right. Curb stop, there'll be curb stops there.
We can put curb stops in if you require them. When we wall mount, we don't typically put up bollards or curb stops, but if you would like us to, we're happy to put
Well, we'll ask. Yeah, I mean, it's a storage place. It's not like it's someplace where there's going to be people in there, like a restaurant or something. I
yeah.
don't know. We'll ask why George asked about that and see if it's a big deal.
Okay.
Do cars usually back into the chargers? Aren't the chargers usually on the back, kind of like a gas tank, or do
Yeah,
some?
but our cables are long enough that they could reach a car if it was to pull in straight into it. So it doesn't matter. It can go either way.
Because he
I
has
guess-
this comment about back out into the drive lane. What is the drive lane? Does anyone know what he meant by that?
Yeah, where the cars go like
Yeah, like
Overhead, you could see it.
So into the back, he's worried about them backing out into the storage parking lot.
yeah, like if people are coming around in that corner, they may not see them.
And maybe because it's so close to the entrance.
What's that?
Send us a diagram of this.
So we've had it up here.
Oh,
Yeah. I think, yeah, but then they just revised it too. We got to take the ones off the front. Let's bring that back up again, please.
I have the new one as well, if you want me to share that one instead.
Oh, yeah, let's do that.
Okay. Give me a second.
What do you guys feel about those things that light up while they're in use? I don't know. I don't
Got it.
feel like it's it's almost like a computer screen, I guess.
Frozen.
As long as it's only when they're in use and they're not glaringly bright. It's no worse than the sign across the street at the school.
Yes, that too.
But is
That
that
goes off at
an
midnight.
internally lighted sign? How long does it take to charge a car on a level 2?
It depends. My car is different. Depends how full your battery is, but a couple hours to get a full charge, I would say. Yeah, anywhere between 2 and 4 hours. Sometimes people like if people install level 2s near their houses, they might charge them overnight, just plug them in overnight so they can go all the way. But there's some factors that lead up to that. But yeah, several hours I would expect people to utilize them for.
I understand what George is saying, but like, I mean, how many times do you see a car pulling in there? Like, the biggest problem is because the police are going to need a new place to trap for the school zone. That's the only car I really ever see there, right? I mean,
It's funny on the Google map, like there's a police car parked there, and I was like, oh, is this like a security storage facility? He's like, no, they just always park there. Which they could continue to park there, but if somebody pulled in wanting to charge, they would just have to move.
Yeah, this is school zone there, so they're usually watched when the kids are getting out of school.
Yeah. Well, one of the things the owner was mentioning is that if there were EV users that were working at the school, that this would be a place where they could park their car during the day while they were at work, and then would be able to, leave it for the first half of the day and run out and move their car to the parking lot during their lunch break or something. So it might be a good service for the school across the street.
Al, you had a question?
No, just where you have the stations there now, what's in the building right there? Is that just office space?
Yeah, so there's a door on the front of the building. So that wall is just a blank wall. And then here there is a storage. There is a garage door here, and then also another door, like a just standard door here. But like I said, this is 50 feet, and so parking spaces are typically around 8 feet wide. So we'll have, there'll be ample room in case anybody needs to access this area. But like the owner said, the storage that's accessed in here is. The people might come by every, couple months or something. So.
And what is in that door, that regular door, that's some sort of exit door for there's like some indoor storage access? Is that what that door is?
I think it's like office space inside. That's his, I believe. I'm not totally sure, but like I said, I think we have enough clearance regardless because there'll be 18 feet between the last parking space and the door and the garage door. Like
You probably put some striping now. What's on the other side of the wall of the cars? So
on
like
this
there,
side,
there, yeah. What is on the the other side of that wall? Like there's storage lockers, or is there a lobby, or what is it?
I think there's more storage inside there, but I don't know what it looks like how it's structured inside. There's not a garage door accessing like on the other wall either. There's a like French doors on the front of the building, like
Right.
there's a 6-foot door. So I'm actually not totally sure because I have not been to the site, so I can't speak to exactly what's on the other side. I assume it's more storage, but
Someone's like,
there's
Yeah.
there'll be no electronics run through the wall. It's all going to be done like external conduit. So that will, and then the charging stations are small. They'll just be mounted right onto the wall itself. So we shouldn't be interfering with anybody on the other side.
How often somebody would be on the other side of the wall where you would, want a curb stop, so in case somebody, hit the accelerator, whoops.
What do people leave their car there or like they sit there for?
Both probably. I guess hopefully they.
I've never seen
How long does the charge take, if you're into the slower
She
charge?
said like 2 to 4 hours.
Yeah, it's different depending on how much battery you have left in your car at the time of charging it. So if you pull in with a drained battery, it's going to take longer to charge. But if you just need, if you've already charged your car, maybe you drove it for an hour or something, or however many miles, then, but yeah, for a full charge, it would take about 4 hours.
Just top it off.
Yeah.
Is there a way to have them shut off at night?
What?
The charging stations so that people aren't using them parking all night.
Overnight.
Yeah.
So
That's-
that could be, that's up to, yeah, if you guys would want to do that, but we
What is
encourage
that?
people to be able to have access to them, 24
Think they
hours.
want
Yeah, like
But
what
if
if they're on a
someone's frustrated,
trip and
yeah.
they need to get, you
They've
know, it
got no
comes up on
charge.
the app.
Does the inn have a charging
Yes.
station? They do. Yeah, I don't know, somebody else at a different. The
Well, we had
Pines
the
or,
problem with the one in town where people were parking and charging all night,
and
leaving their car in the.
How's that a problem?
Is a problem.
I was
Wait,
just
well,
asking,
I don't-
how was it from?
Is that brought up at a board meeting?
That's what I know of.
and what is?
My
your
concern would be lighting just on the
Well,
overnight.
there's-
So it's similar to, if somebody's driving through town and they run out of gasoline and Stewart's is closed 2 o'clock in the morning, their pumps are off. So, sorry, you know,
Except you get gas for 5-10 minutes. And you need like hours to get the,
Yeah, like if you're coming to visit somebody, you'd
yeah,
friend or something, you'd be like, well, let's leave your car overnight to charge and come back and. But it doesn't, it's, there's something on that side, so like, no one's gonna see the light.
yeah, just driving by maybe.
Well, the one
Yeah,
already
so-
has the lighting on it, right?
Mhm.
24 hours?
motion activated.
Oh, it's only motion
Henry.
I
activated?
believe so. The light on that side of the building is only
They're gonna
motion
see
activated, right, Bridget?
No,
The lighting that will be there, that will be installed, it can be set, I'm sure, on a timer where it goes on, when it gets dark, and that changes throughout the year, right? But right now,
Oh, wait a minute, you went mute for some reason.
we'd have to see what it looks like lit up at night or something. Are there any around here?
Oh,
Gone.
Okay.
oh,
And she's
now you're back, can we hear you?
I can hear
Okay.
you guys. Can you hear me?
We can, but your video is not matching, but it's fine.
Okay, sorry.
Are there any
I
charge
mean, we-
smart, like models like that are around that we could?
Yeah, is there one we
See at
can
night?
see in person?
I don't know what jobs we finished in your area. We could also send photos if you want to see what they look like, both at night and like completed stations, both at night. Like I live in Ithaca, and we have these same stations at like Ithaca Bakery, which is a local like chain. And well, I know my friends, some of them will like leave their EVs overnight there charging. Or like, leave them there during the day when they're running errands that are close by, and they'll run them on foot. But yeah, I can send photos of what it looks like. I can also send photos of what this specific site looks like at night. But like I said, he's going to install new lighting anyway. Like there'll definitely have to be, I think, at least 3 more lights.
Yeah, we're worried about the panels for the units. That's what we're worried about, those, whatever they are, like electronic screens that are gonna light up when you use them.
She just said they're gonna add 3 more lights, so is that more lighting on the building?
Yes,
Yeah, downcast, yeah. They'd have to be full cut.
has to be added to the site plan.
Right, we'll have to put those lights on the site plan. And we're gonna talk to George about the foot candles, right? That's what we're
Right.
saying.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know whether or not these shut off when they're not in use, that the lighting. I don't know if it stays on, but if it did, it's a really small screen itself. So yeah, I can get that information to you guys. I'm sorry, like I said, I don't work as much on the level 2 as I do level 3. So this one is a little bit I'm less versed with this specific screen.
And what other sign are you putting up? Is there any signage beyond?
Yeah,
this?
so normally we just do like there's a standard sign that's the size of, any regulatory parking sign, and it just has information regarding how to start your charge with a QR code that you can scan, and a phone number to call if you need assistance. That brings you to our network, and there's 24-hour staff that would answer the phone to help you troubleshoot if you're having an issue.
And that would go on the building?
With the station. Yeah, we would put it right on the building, right next to the.
Oh, so it's like one of those metal signs you would see on a pole saying no parking. like one of those sort of things.
Well, that would defeat the purpose.
Not the same type of. And no
I
signs
can
out.
show, I have the sign
No-
if you want me to, I can pull it up if you want to see it.
Sure,
Okay, just give me 1 second.
and there's no other signs out by the road or something like charge here or any of that.
We
sort of
don't,
thing.
we don't do any of that. We tell
What's
the
the dimensions?
customers that they're welcome to do their own advertising if they want to, but most people who have EVs are relying on their apps. They, you know, they have an app that tells them, just like how you would, like your Google map tells you where a gas station is, same thing.
What's the dimension on the height? It's just so hard for us to read it. What does that say?
Oh, sorry. I can
That's fine.
make it bigger.
Yeah.
The height is 18, it's 18 by 18 inches by 12, so like a standard parking
Looks like a
sign.
standard.
Yeah.
But we wouldn't be, we would be mounting it to the building. We're not, we wouldn't be like, you know, doing a foundation on it or like we wouldn't be doing them to the ground. We could mount these directly to the building right above the charging station itself.
And the dimensions of the fixture itself? The charging unit?
It's a good one. Let me look
Oh.
and see if it's on. I'm sorry, I don't know the answer to that. Let me look and see if it's on the spec sheet though.
And that's the thing we're discussing, that's backlit, right?
Yeah.
Sort of a metal facade with a backlight.
Yeah. So it looks like it's I don't know. They don't have the dimensions. Oh, the dimension. Okay, it's 11 by 7 by 3 inches.
That's small,
It's the size of an iPad,
really.
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
I was envisioning something, yay by yay.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
so
not
it's
very
a-
big.
Stand is it? It's gonna have the stand and
What's
That-
going
wall
on
mounting
the
to the
wall?
building.
That's minimal then.
Angle thing,
yeah.
Right,
so 2 cars could be at the time.
right, but it's gonna be mounted to the wall, not a stand. So just like. Coming off like a meter almost, like a,
Oh, you've seen the charging stations in people's garages, you know, for
no, but this is not the
residential
one.
use.
Yeah.
That's-
Oh, it-
Is the model.
The,
That's
not the one with the stand, right? This is not what
Nope.
you're using. This is the
Nope, so it'll be
one.
this one and the back is flush, right? So they have our like this is where the cabling or
Right.
the ports would go. And then the cabling loops here. But yeah, so the screens themselves will be 2 screens, so you could do two cars at a time.
That's really. that's an aspect
And
of
so 2 of the signs would be facing like into the
road.
Away from.
2 to the road,
And
2
2
to, yeah, 2 to the.
I can't,
Why?
it'd be much more than like the, let you get off of a television screen or
Right.
iPad even, right?
Well, were you getting the angling to the street? I thought they were flush mounted to the wall.
Right, but then they're angled. It's flush mounted in the back,
Oh, so that's
so it's like this.
that's
It has depth to it. Yeah.
the legit
Yeah.
pro.
It's
Right.
just that's just the way that they designed it. So, but we would still have our charge. The way that we had our site plan was kind of having the cars pull in almost diagonally, which is partly to prevent any drive lane issues as people are backing out. They'd have a little bit more visibility than just flying out straight. If that makes sense.
And he asked that you show the parking. Our engineer asked,
Dimensions.
usually, well, back on, where is it? Show building dimensions and parking stall dimensions.
Okay. Like I said, Steven, the owner, went out today and measured that wall because I wasn't sure what it was. But yeah, it looks like he had some site work plans drawn up. I don't know if he actually ended up doing any additions, but he does have some site plans that were done in 2021. So I can get, if you want to see something more than just like our screen grab, I can have, I can send those to you so you can look at the actual dimensions. of the
Yeah,
building.
we would definitely, for the final site plan, we need those dimensions on it. How big the spots are gonna be, how big.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, our
they-
spots will be 8 by 12. 16 the standard parking, it's like standard parking spot size. And would you require them to be striped or?
That makes the most sense,
It
doesn't
kind of
it?
makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, how else are you gonna have them pull in a certain way, like you were saying?
Would certainly make it more user friendly.
Yeah.
Just confusion.
Yeah. You might want to have, a hatched off area where that door is. Because if that's like office, you can't have people like parking like right against it or
if it's an emergency egress of
right,
some kind.
exactly.
Okay. Yep.
Uh,
How much does it cost to charge your car?
did you hear that question?
I did. I actually don't know. I think it's different for all vehicles. And also how long you are using are on the machine itself. It's a similar price to what you would pay for a gallon of gas per however many miles you get per charge, but I don't know enough about to answer that accurately. I think a full charge is like $50. And each model vehicle gets you a different amount for that $50. Just like, if you drive an SUV or if you drive a small compact car.
I really wish the darn sidewalks went all the way to
Mhm.
on that side of the road.
Mhm.
So people are gonna like cross over
Yep.
to get to this. They have to walk a little bit and then cross over or walk into the
Or
school.
crosswalk right there.
Oh yeah, because we're still waiting for the one on the.
Don't get me
Everywhere.
started, please.
Um,
Very
so
school and.
all right, I don't know. Does anyone else have anything else?
If you could provide the examples of lighting, how they're lit at night internally, brightness, and the additions to the building lighting, that would be helpful.
And also, if you do a search and find out if there's some in this area, we could just, let us know the addresses so we could
Plug in and-
go check it out.
So.
Yeah.
Have to go on the site plan.
Correct. The lights have to be on the site plan, the new lights, the building lights. I guess you should probably add the units to this site plan.
Sure.
Like
Yeah.
what unit it's gonna be.
Do we need a
Well,
description of the unit?
Yeah, picture of the unit.
And are we saying they should have curb stops or not?
Let's put the curb stops in there, I guess. I don't know. What do you guys
What's
think?
George think about that? I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk to when George is here, we'll inquire with him and see. Warren has some questions.
Yeah, I do. Is Drew available or no? So I was just wondering. Where in our zoning law this is permitted? That's what I'm trying to figure out. It's there's no provision in our zoning law that allows for these types of facilities. And if the self-storage facilities, did Drew determine this is a normal and customary accessory use to a self-storage facility? I want, I just.
I did
just
speak
want-
to Drew. I did speak to Drew today, and he had no issue with this project at all. He just said, "Yeah, like let me know when this gets through because you'll need to pull the building permit."
Well, I think we just need to know. For precedent, under what provision of the code Drew determines this is a permissible use. So Drew could give us some kind of written opinion on.
Yeah, and how did the inn put them in
It's
without
a,
having anyone
Or the town.
or the
Yeah.
Hmm?
How did the town or the inn put theirs in?
Well, they're exempt from.
Town.
The town is, the inn is not.
The inn is.
Just did it.
I don't remember an application, but
For the end,
you
no.
have to have something in the code which allows for the use. And under our self-storage facility section. In the code, it says storage units shall not be used for servicing or repair of motor vehicles, boats, trailers, lawnmowers, or other similar equipment. Or for office, retail, manufacturing, or other similar uses. No activities such as miscellaneous or garage sales shall be conducted on the premises. So Drew has got to just, that's his. He's the gatekeeper on the application. He has to tell us. Is this a normal and customary accessory use or is this a standalone use that's permitted under our zoning code?
that was my issue with long-term storage. If it's on an overnight, I think that starts to get.
I mean, I have no
impacted.
problem with the use conceptually. I'm just saying that it's gotta fit into our zoning law before you can approve it. And if Drew can just offer an opinion on how he determined this was permissible.
Just gonna message him right now. He probably won't get back to us now, but he'll. What did you rule regards to charging stations? Did we go over this when it was first presented? I wonder what we talked about then. Because we got this presented, remember,
I don't remember.
like 2.5 years ago? What's that? Do you remember Steve was on then? It was on Zoom.
The extension to the.
No, he came with his application about a charging station. He came and appeared before us.
He came
Remember
and
the
talked about a
extension.
walking path.
Yeah.
That was part of the addition that he was doing. We asked him about lighting and signage, and then he had to find some stuff out or whatever, then we didn't hear from him for.
Yeah, I
Till
don't
now.
remember any discussion.
Is it something we're gonna have to add?
We may have to amend our zoning law to apply to it.
And it's because they're selling it, right? Because obviously you can put one on your. If you had a business and you had an electric car, you could just put one on your business for yourself, right?
I guess you could do one for yourself, but this is.
But as soon as you open up.
Commercial activity.
Or maybe the ones at the inn are just a courtesy to guests
Mhm.
and they're not, you don't have to
They're not selling it.
pay or something.
Maybe. I've never met a hotel that goes there.
You're paying for it. Make no mistake.
Resort fee.
And Stewart's even said they wouldn't do it. It was too costly or something.
Yeah, they said the traffic wasn't. But yeah, there's one, Tesla has one down at the others, there's Salt Point Store.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's one at Hannaford.
They have like 10.
Yeah.
It's like so many.
They're planning for the future.
Yeah.
Drone's the next.
All right, well, obviously we have some work to do and you have some work to do. So,
Yeah. Okay, so should I just send all the requested material to the generic planning board email?
yes, and copy, Drew on it too. So then Tricia sends it to all of us.
And then what is the next step after I submit all that? Like, do I come back for another planning board meeting or
Yeah,
does
you have to
this?
come back next month,
Okay,
second Wednesday. And we have to figure out, where this fits in our code, if
Sure.
it fits in our code.
And zoning, right?
Obviously redo the site plan. And yeah, so that's where we're at.
okay, sounds great. I'll get everything over probably early next week and we'll see you next month.
All right, thank you.
Okay, thanks a lot. Have a good night.
You
The
too.
zoning law says a storage unit could provide for servicing of vehicles. Is servicing a vehicle? Is this a
I think-
zoning board of appeals waiver?
Well, that's a use variance, you forget about it. I think what that was trying to do was people like working on cars
Right,
in
like
there,
having-
like,
Oh, I've seen a thing up on Jack's for months at a time, that type of thing. Yeah, cause like storage isn't servicing, it's a fueling station, so. But they wouldn't permit, tire rotations and all that kind of stuff there,
Or changes.
unless you bought milkshakes.
yeah, I'll have to look at, I'll have to try to find that meeting and see what we talked about then. And then we'll obviously wait to see what Drew says. I mean, it's a shame if we waited all these months, we could have made a change if we needed to. Because obviously there's gonna be more and more of this sort of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, you may get other applicants. I mean,
I don't recall that being part of the changes that they made.
yeah. I mean, the question for me would be whether it can be considered an accessory use to a storage facility. That's how Drew would have to find that, I guess.
Except that it's not, how is it do anything? I mean, it has nothing to do with being a storage facility.
Yeah.
while you're sort of storing your car there for a period of
While.
time, while it's plugged in.
Because I was thinking like, oh, is it because if people are gonna start storing their cars and like they can also plug it in? That's what I thought when we got the application. I mean, I don't know anything about electric vehicles, so I know.
How long are you storing it? Like, how long is the storage customer? Just because it's only 2 hours, is that different? He's storing the car for 2 hours?
Well, no, I was thinking like, oh, if you have an electric car and you have to put it in storage, you have to leave it plugged in or else it, I don't know. I wasn't thinking that it was gonna be like a charging station, because I just,
Yeah, well, in the cold weather, they'll deplete,
right.
you know. You also have to like condition the battery before you're gonna charge it and all this stuff. It's not so straightforward.
Yeah.
Like you have to tell it like a while before you could plug it in that you have to get your car, you have to get the battery getting ready and all that stuff.
I'm surprised that costs $50 to charge.
Yeah, that's probably about right.
Something about it.
Like,
Depends what the electrical costs are.
Exactly.
Okay.
You would think you would know that if you sold. That charger.
So,
I'm a little surprised by that too.
before we get to these, well, I did. Let's see, let's do this first. I talked to Drew today, because obviously with him leaving, and Sarah, anything to report on that?
Any news on that?
Okay. Citizen Center, I told them that we still haven't had the maps and they have to come and give us the maps before they can, he's only giving, he's not giving them the main building permit, he's getting the permit for the roof. So far. And something else, but it wasn't like the actual. Stissing Center is looking to rebuild that house. What is it? The gray, whatever that house is. Yeah, next door. They want to knock it down and just rebuild it on the same foundation. Drew feels that is a non-conforming use, right? Because it's a business district. It's not going to be for rent or anything. They would house artists, like, oh, they want to sleep over, for their show kind of thing.
There's office space in there too, wasn't there?
Yeah, maybe there'll be an office space, but it would all be related, not renting it out to
Right,
anyone,
right.
all related to the Stissing Center.
They said they might move the laundromat there, but I don't know how serious they were about that comment.
He did not mention that, so I don't know if they drew the gun off that. So in my mind, it's all part of the use of the Stissing Center. It's not a residential use. Does that sound right to you, Warren? And that was what Drew said.
I guess so. There's an existing residential house on that property.
Yes, it's just to the right of this.
Is anybody occupied it?
No, it's
Decrepit?
yeah, it's decrepit. So they'd be rejuvenating
So
it.
they'd be redoing it
Yeah.
and then renting it out.
No, just using it internally. Yeah, so like, oh, you're coming here to do a show and you're coming from far away, you can sleep there till for tomorrow or
I guess they would come in and try to amend their site plan approval for that.
just only out for
Never to be finished. Plan approval.
so there's that. Just all right. But I mean that sounds reasonable though. That it's part of the accessory reason. Tower parking lot. I actually even saw Wesley at leaving Drew's office. He's working on a site plan regarding the parking lot on the Legion property that was put in without coming to us. Lighting, drainage, etc. He's working it up. I mean, I guess he's doing it for Tower. I mean, technically, he's doing it for the Legion, right? Legion must have some sort of lease agreement with Tower in order to use.
Which,
Warren, I don't know if you're familiar. So you've heard us talk about this, right?
No, I don't know.
So the Legion is right behind Tower Pizza,
Right,
and they leased in some fashion the section of, I don't know, 100 by 50 parking area. Maybe it's bigger than that. That they put gravel down, stockade fence, not stockade fence, split rail fence, and a bunch of gravel, and they have cars parking there. There's no lighting as of yet, that we might have to require them to have lighting. Wesley was thinking like, oh, it might be a problem that they don't have lighting there. It's a
I
parking
can
lot.
tell you, the lights that they have up
Are bright enough, yeah, you
are
can see.
more than bright enough. It shines up that parking lot.
So we'll have to look at that or whatever, and we'll have George look at that, etc. So anyway, we should be seeing something from them finally. And we've been asking.
Do
He sent them a letter.
Warren will want to see a lease agreement?
Yes.
and, Easement?
Yes. Dale pulled the Apex application. We don't know.
Again?
What's that, like, completely, like, nothing, he doesn't know what he's gonna do right now. He's not doing any business out of there, took the signs down. And he's gotta figure out what he's gonna do. So that's the status with that. I actually, as I'm leaving, Drew's office, Dale's outside coming to see Drew. So I asked him about Hudson River Housing. And he said something like they're coming to the town board. Is that right, Sarah? So you haven't heard this?
so very little about it.
He said
60 units or something.
60 now? I thought it was 30 something.
Oh, it's
60
Starting
sounds,
with 60.
60 sounds too many.
36 and 3 buildings.
Yeah. And we'd have to see the density, but as far as a use, he was saying something like, oh, it's not an approved use. It's just residence, so it doesn't matter if it's low income or whatever they're calling it, workforce housing or regular housing, right? Does that matter, Warren?
It
Affordable
only
housing?
matters if, like in Rhinebeck, we're doing a 80 unit affordable, in the process of approving an 80 unit affordable housing unit. But they wouldn't qualify for that many units under the normal zoning. So we have an overlay zone that we created to facilitate workforce housing. We call it workforce
Right,
housing.
right, that's the new nomenclature.
So I don't know what our density requires, how many units would be permitted, whether you could do that. We don't have an affordable housing provision in the law that allows a higher density for affordable housing.
But the density would be the only question, though. It's like, as long as they comply with the
Yeah,
density, it's not a different
Doesn't
kind
matter
of
whether it's
workforce or
affordable or
or
regular housing, if it's permitted.
That's what, so he might have just been confused about what.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Supposedly he's coming to the town board to do a
Yeah,
presentation.
we'll see.
Is that term even defined anywhere?
Mhm.
Affordable housing, is that
There are
defined?
standards,
Yeah.
Like
They're not
living-
really affordable.
Like what is a living wage? I guess it
it's
depends on
hard
how
to
you live.
determine. We're grappling with the rents in Rhinebeck that they're charging for as to whether they're really affordable or not. There are some standards you can apply, but we were surprised at how much they were asking for the rentals and affordable
You
housing.
can
Seemed a little
choose
high.
your clientele based on the price you want to charge.
Circle G. You asked about this.
Mhm.
Okay, it doesn't matter if they put up a building, they are still only selling their stuff. So therefore, it's a farm stand ag and market, it's not a farm store. So as long as they keep just selling their own thing,
Do they need any use change for the driveway with the county? Because they now have a parking lot there.
he said no. He said he was actually happy they put a parking lot, so those people
Great.
would be safe.
Parking on 83.
Sugar Hill.
Again,
I don't know if I assume I could talk about this. I guess they came to him and I don't know how foreign this idea is. They're gonna be putting in a slaughterhouse. Behind where the farm store is. So. But they're gonna go see our ag markets first and such, but eventually they plan on. Doing they have pigs, they're gonna do their pigs, because they can't get. Space of the other slaughterhouses or something like that.
It is hard to get.
Yeah.
But they might do other people's stuff, so if they start doing other people's stuff more, and then it would be, then they would have to, if they get the ag markets approval for a slaughterhouse on the farm for their own things. And then if they start doing other people, that's when they would have to come to us. Does
Yeah.
that sound right? Okay. That's what he told me. So,
They ever get full approval for the farm store and the county and ag markets and all of that?
yeah, they came to us. We approved that farm stand.
Yeah, I remember that now. Thank you.
That's
right.
And
We're from that one.
well, that's it. That's all I
A
did with
long
Drew.
time, yeah. Remember
I heard
Jack
they
saying
bought
that.
the gas, the Exxon too.
What now? One other thing we have to
Yeah,
talk
I
about.
wanna talk to Carson Power.
Yes.
So I'm working, I'm working on the site. It's formidable. So I'm gonna need a couple more weeks to get that done. I'm wondering whether we should set a meeting now, have a deadline that will give me a deadline.
Little accountability check is what
And we have to have a time when you're all available for a special meeting. I assume you don't want to defer to the December meeting.
Why not?
Like to have it before then, if we can. And I was thinking right after Thanksgiving, that week would be a good week. For a special meeting, and I'll have the special permit site plan approval resolution for you by then. Probably get it to you before the meeting.
That would be like
It's probably not short.
That would be the 29th.
I'm assuming you don't want to do anything.
November 29th.
I cannot do the
Thanksgiving week.
29th.
You can't do it.
Wednesday before
Thanksgiving on this day. I
Yeah.
have EMS coming back.
So we're thinking the week of November 27th.
Yeah, he just said Ethan can't make it.
You can't make it
Nope.
Well, it could be any
at
day.
any time that week.
I guess I could do it that Wednesday, but it would be at like 4 in the afternoon, which Steve probably.
Yeah, it
would
doesn't
make.
have to be at night. Because we could do it.
Well, we can't, no, everyone else can make it.
You'd be the only one here.
Sick.
By the way, Drew got back to me. He said, as far as the Stissing storage,
What is it?
he says, I thought it would be an amendment to the Stissing storage site plan, review of available space and traffic pattern.
She said it would repeat that?
Yeah, I didn't get that either.
I thought it would be an amendment to the Stissing storage site plan, review of available. You didn't really answer my question about
No,
the use.
That's really
He's saying
address the issue of the use. I mean, certainly, if it's a permitted use, it would require site plan. The question is, under what section of the law he feels that's permitted? As a special permit or site plan approval.
My sense is it should go to a zoning, review. I think it should go to a zoning review because I think it's the kind of use that's gonna pop up all over the place.
Oh, yes, as far as like adding,
It's not a one.
No,
No, maybe we should consider amending our zoning law
That's
to,
what I
we need to,
provide for this, certain regulation.
All right, so back to, so we were saying, so that doesn't work for Ethan, and you can't, so, and it's gonna take you that many weeks, so then,
It'll take 2 weeks, so.
they had some sort of program they were concerned about, but they can't do it. That's what I told them. I
I
said,
can't tailor,
right, there's
this
a,
is important. And
I
want
understand.
it to be done right, and for
um,
obvious reasons.
remember.
there's some program where if they can get in on it with the Inflation Reduction Act, they would give an additional 10% off for medium and low income people to get their electricity in the town. in our town qualifies for it for, I guess, our demographics.
I mean, if you can't attend the meeting this week, I can get a copy of the
What's that?
resolution to you before, so you can see it.
19,
Yeah, it is.
December?
yeah, no, November. Yeah, as I told him, it was unlikely. It seems a worthwhile program, but. So then, but then what do we have so far for our regular December meeting?
Well, I
This?
guess it's the charger if they get back to us. It's Mr. Birch if they get back to us. I think that's it.
Okay, it's not too bad. And then just we'll vote on Reverend Sarah's thing, but that's should just be a read and vote.
What is it on December 13th?
Yeah.
I don't want to wait till then.
I got the 6th, December 6th.
Why is that ringing bells? Everyone else okay on this one? December 6th.
No, that's not till the 20th.
I mean, I'll try to get it before then if I can, but I just want to have a deadline, and
Well, we have to set a special meeting
you're
anyway,
gonna have
so.
to set a special meetings. And I don't think Thanksgiving week will work for anybody.
I'm around Thanksgiving.
There you go.
Just saying.
Keep the crowd away.
Not on Monday or Tuesday that week.
Well, Ethan
Can
only make
anybody else
Wednesdays,
make
so-
I could make it
meeting the week
Tuesday,
of November
28th.
27th?
Tuesday, the 28th?
Yeah.
Good.
That's Tuesday, the 28th.
That's fine, I'm open.
Sure.
We need every regular member.
Just, well, there probably will be, but that is the zoning board meetings sometimes. There's no application that I know of coming, so. it should
What
be
time?
fine.
7 or 7:30?
7:30.
So
But I haven't gotten any applications this month, so it's probably fine.
So what if we just have a meeting at 7?
Our meeting?
Yeah.
Just-
Yeah, it's gonna
maybe
take
more than
half
half.
an hour.
so are we set on Tuesday the 28th?
Yeah, I can do it.
7 p.m.
About 6:30.
How about 6:30? That's fine with me.
Steve, it's gonna be
Yeah, I like
Steve.
that.
Yeah, that's fine.
You won't know till,
Yeah.
so, but I mean, we need Steve there. He's gotta be there.
I'll move whatever I
Can't do
got.
that.
You know, I'll move whatever.
All right.
Okay.
You're driving.
So you do-
all of us on your-
Yeah. It's like-
So 6:30, are we thinking?
Okay.
Okay, I'll try to get it to you before that,
Wi-Fi
so you can see it, so it's just a matter of voting on.
I just laugh at some of the words that are suggested. Typing in planning, and then it says board. When I type in special, and the next suggestion comes up as favors. It's like, really?
Chris, do you want me to do the notice, or can you do that for the special meeting?
I could probably just use the previous ones, right?
And
Sorry, I could probably just use the previous ones.
yeah, use the
Right.
previous.
Yeah.
Let me see it before, just so
Okay.
we want to make sure that.
Yeah, run it by. When does it have to be in by? The
Uh,
notice.
oh, yeah, plenty of time.
And do we have to vote to schedule this? thing?
Yeah.
So can I have a motion to schedule a special meeting on November 28th at 6:30 for the Carson Power House?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Passed unanimously. Okay,
Okay, we're all set.
all right, well, so Drew, the customary accessory use, question mark.
It's the only thing, I mean,
It sounds fine to me, and then we work on the review committee, like Sarah said. And.
I just don't want there to be a proliferation of applications and we don't have anything to regulate.
Right,
And then people say, well, you approved it for this and.
Can't imagine the market's that big, you get too many.
So
wow.
I can discuss it with the town board, see if I can get some authority to
Hmm.
do some like amendment to our zoning.
And And still, we gotta I gotta schedule but now like the whole. It's like run up against the election, the new year, and the zoning review committee is gonna be reconstituted now, right, in January.
That's right. And they have to get started on taking a look at
On the
Solar.
solar.
solar law.
I mean, that's gonna be,
It's late, I know, it's getting late. All right, I got it, I'll send the email tomorrow. To the town board let's have a memo saying this is what we're looking for, just some direction. Then whatever, I'll start with the people we have now and then we'll know we're gonna, change it. I mean, we're gonna Drew. Rich Brunner won, right? So he can't be a judge and on like a committee or something. So he's
well,
or can
I don't think there's a conflict.
no, it's
If he wants to be on.
if he wanted to
If you
keep
think
doing it.
he'll be a good member of.
He's been on
Oh, he's been
he's
on-
been on the
Oh,
review,
okay.
he's on the review committee, so I'm asking, does he have to drop out?
Yeah, no, he doesn't have.
Drew is leaving, so he's off, so that's, all right, so that's only one person then. All right, but then the town gets to reconfigure it at the reorg meeting. So. All right, yes, that's what I'm gonna do. And then we'll just have to and then see if, redo anything people that don't agree with, the new people don't agree with, whatever. And okay, and so Warren, we're done with, right? We're done with
Yeah.
Warren. Thank you, Warren.
Good night, everybody. Have
Take care.
a good Thanksgiving.
No, you
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
October special meeting minutes. Can I have a motion does anyone have any changes?
You sent a couple.
Did I read it? Oh.
Yeah, you already.
Okay, great. Whatever changes I sent.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? The October special meeting minutes are passed.
Yeah, I'm so glad it's not just me.
I guess that's a good
Kinda
thing.
already
that
did
I
the
don't
other-
remember
They were
then.
There's just so many going out
Yeah.
lately.
End of the year. End of the year, make sure your education's done. Your sexual harassment thing is done. Remember, we're using the thing from, just the link from last year, just retake it.
What's this say honor system? I watched it.
Yeah, I watched it and felt,
Oh, yeah.
I sent that form.
Can you remind us?
It gives you a certificate after watching it. At least the sexual harassment one, yeah. Think so.
Oh, I just want to thank Trisha. Trisha's recovering from COVID, but was able to
I guess so.
get here and help us tonight. Thank you very much.
No problem.
If that's all, anyone else have anything? Have a motion to adjourn. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Meeting adjourned. Thank you very much, everyone. Wow, normal. Normal.